I got the blue one. If you're looking for which one you got, what's its model number, came off of Amazon. It's the blue one. Depends what color they are, I guess, how to put them together. Alright, it comes with rules. It looks like that. It weighs over 100 pounds. And it can do some damage. So we're going to put this together. But it's got to go upstairs, and I'm not going to carry it together upstairs. I'd rather carry it in pieces. So I'm going to work on carrying this upstairs first. Alright, so they're out of the box. I got these guys. So step one is to put the wheels on the ground. You want to separate them out. To make that happen, you got this guy here. This little ring. Got to push down on that. And you saw the leg just fall out. That's how you're going to make the legs move, to push down on that ring. It should open up for you. Okay, now maybe it can fit through the door. Where did I leave off? We were talking about that emergency brake. I don't know if it helps with the weight. Or it's a backup brake. Okay, then we went to the steering wheel here. My steering wheel opened up on me. But on the bottom of that panel, you've got a tab on one side. Why is it so hard to see up here? Here it is. There's a tab on one side and no tab on the other side. Tab goes out. Otherwise, you're just going to slide that in there and push it all the way down. Make sure it doesn't fall back out. We'll worry about the steering wheel coming apart later. Oh, I got 3 minutes left. And no battery charged. Anyway, took a little holding it, but I got it in. Just slide it in. Make sure it's going to stay in there. On the other side, you've got a catch. This guy here. It's going to catch in there. And now, we're going to push this down. We're not going to do that. I don't know if this is holding it. Yeah, the steering wheel works. Turn the steering wheel, that sucker goes up. I didn't put a handle on the steering wheel. I don't remember seeing a handle. But that part there, it's going to go in the top of this. If this releases it. Too bad you couldn't see that. It was cool. I pulled on this and this thing just slid all the way down all on its own. Alright, had a nice TV dinner. Got a battery charged up. This is a lock. So I guess that don't go up anymore. Found the handle in the box. Good thing I went looking for that. One thing I noticed when this thing separated by itself, now I don't know how to make it go back together. Anyway, the cable was wrapped around here and was causing this handle not to work. And you don't want to, it's better if you put the handle on there. You can see it go up. You don't want to let that fall all the way. So you're going to push down on the handle, pull up on the handle, and it's going to go down. But you want to be there, so you can see that wheel just start to spin. Alright, we're going to put the handle on. Seems easy enough. Going to find the spot with the hole in the wheel. That's this one. See it better in the light? Yeah. We're just going to put this guy through and put the nut on the other side and tighten it. I was hoping that I could just do this and that sucker would go in there, but it's not. You kind of have to twist it by hand. I suppose you could use a tool to twist it, but you don't want to strip the threads. There we go. It's got a nice spin to it. And goes up nice. Lift it up. And it comes down. Oh, it doesn't. Used to. What the hell? Alright, it got stuck somewhere, but now if you lift up the handle, there it goes again. It's not stuck there. Didn't do that without the handle on there. And there it is, and it does this. So, and you got to worry about the cable getting stuck. I think the problem is you stop that handle right about there, it doesn't have enough to lift it up. But once you get past that point, it's hard to do three things at once here. Lift that up and get that handle moving. Once you get past that point, it will start rolling the handle again. Well, there's a flaw. Alright, we're going to work on the handle a bit. Maybe beat it with a hammer. Or is it this we got to beat with the hammer? We're going to take this guy, pick him up, put that pin right in there. And she's there. Now, it spins around when it's unloosened. That hook you had before, it's going to fit right in there. And it's a little high now. So we're just going to bring it up a little bit. There we go. So we brought it up a little bit. Seems up a little high from there. And let's make sure everything's, I'm going to take out the brace. Make sure everything's fine and it's going to move up. And take it up to a second level and it's not going to bust my light bulb. It stops on its own. Going to use the brake. Oh, there's a bunch more cussing going on there. That thing moves fast and this handle grabs hard. The more weight you put on that, faster that moves. And you can hear how hard it slams. You don't want to be anywhere near this thing when that's going on. I wonder if there's something to slow down the speed of this sucker coming downhill. Anyway, we're going to put the brake on there. We only have a few pieces left. They're under the wheels, so I'm going to get to them and going to slide one in here. Which one's got that? This one goes first, this one goes second. Nobody knows. We're going to grab one of these with the diamond under it and a triangle on it, and that. Put it past there. Put that in the slot. It's going to push it forward. Yeah, we got something wrong here, I think. And it can't be upside down because that's the way it fits. Alright. You got these guys here, this guy here. So your piece of drywall is going to fit here. It's going to sit on those guys there. If you move this, you know what? I forgot to make sure these were bolted in. Oh, well, they're not going to fall out by this way. And you can tip your drywall like that. Oh, crap, man. So, I've got a lot of learning to do. A lot. Gotta hit the record button. This guy is not coming down far enough to lock into place, so I gotta get that a little bit more. And this, the other end of that, is just barely above the metal. I mean, just barely do I gotta move that. So I'm gonna whack it really hard, see if I can get this spring piece of metal here to pop out and hold that in place. Alright, I slammed these in there really hard until these little catches came out. So it's kind of holding it in place. Same thing with this one. So when I put it in there, just shoved it in there really hard so that catch would come down. To get them out, looks like it's still got more room to go. You have to push this catch up and shove them back out. I said that other color, you pull this out and you turn it and it stayed out. And it looks to me like this. It's nothing short of a two-handed job. So here's how you get your pin to stick out. Everything is so hard one-handed. Alright, so it's in there, you're going to pull it out. And then you're just going to tip it to one side. When you get it back, you're going to have to tip it back flat. It's just put in there crooked. While we were doing that, I spun this around, this other arm just came flying out, landed on the ground, just barely missed squashing the camera. It was a scary time. I was going to go to school, learn how to build a house. I didn't get to go, so I missed the deadline by a couple days. Classes had already started. So they told me I had to wait 3, 4, 6 more months, I think. It was a long time because they teach the first class. The first class is the first half of the house, and second class, the second half of the house, and they don't You know, 6 months later they teach you have to wait a long time to get back to the start because you just can't come in at any time. I would have learned this kind of stuff. Alright, so now I'm learning the hard way. I might have to read that instruction manual after all. But hey, pull this out, set that pin crooked, it will pop in. Want it to go flat, make it straight, it'll pop back out. Stop where you want it. I'm going to put this one in since I can get it to work. It slides really good. I've learned that trick. This is one-handed. If you center that guy back on there, once it hits that hole, it should pop in that hole. How far away is it? I think it's in there now. I'm not sure because this part of the spring still looks pushed out. It seems to me it's probably just working its way through some paint or something. We're going to put that on there. Make sure it's smashed in. Push it in. You can tell the spring went all the way down this time. It'll come out. And then pull it out. Set it a little bit crooked. It just slides all over. Put it back in, make sure you got it in a good spot. Push it in, spring popped all the way in. The arm's flying out. Where'd it go? Oh, this catch here. I pulled it out with the hammer, and it's much better now. Get this guy over here. The one that tried to kill the camera. So right here, I'm just going to stick a handle, the claw part, under there and pull that out. What I heard this time was it snapped when it finally went there. And now we got a lot of space. Gonna put that on. With that, gonna go back to how hard it is to work one hand. There we go, we got that in there. Now we're gonna slide it through, and you heard a snap. We're gonna look under here, and you can see it catches now. So to get it out, you just gotta push that up, and then you can push it out. But when you let go, make sure it goes enough where it's not going to slide out on you. So what do I got left? I need to be able to, I'm sure this should move up along there. I mean, why else would they put this slot in here? And it was together when I took it out of the box and carried it up here. It's only when I grabbed it by the wheel that it did this on me, and it's stuck in that spot. I want it to go 90 degrees for me. That's not far enough. I don't know how far it's supposed to go, but I was hoping for 90. So after a little bending with the hammer, let's go back in there a little bit easier. It's not the greatest at it, but hey, it's there. What's it do? Keeps it from going up accidentally. Got both the arms fixed. Got both those things fixed. I didn't try the other one. Don't hit my whatchamacallit. Keeps it from spinning too. I need to work on making my wheel go up. I don't know if it's a one-handed item, but you can see the silver pin there, just below the nut. Need to get this blue bar up. I really think that's a two-handed job. This keeps falling out. Now that I made it fit better. But, gonna grab a hold of the brake. Gonna grab a hold of this. See what I can do here. Cut the brake. Use my arm. Brake. I can move this blue guy. There we go. I don't know if you saw that, but I reached over with my finger and moved that guy. I can move that up. Are you going to lock there and never come down? That's how that cable gets wrapped around where it shouldn't be. There. If we got the brake on, I guess it'll stay in place. It is a two-handed job. At least I think it is. I'm sure people who know what they're doing can do this by themselves. Now, I remember it said, I will tip so many degrees. You have to pull this guy out, get that out. I will tip so many degrees, and that's it. That's supposed to hold it in place. I'll have to bend that back up, but I doubt it. Once it's up in the air, it won't be holding it up there anyway. It'll just be spinning on its own. Have to figure out how to make that stay so it doesn't come over and bonk me in the head. I try to do something like lift that leg. I think when I get to there, I've learned enough. I should be able to push down on this ring, push the wheels together, and be able to slide it through a door. Oh, I want it to hold that piece of drywall. I guess, I don't know. Do you stick it in the legs? Stick it in the legs and then flip it. You got to get this to lock somehow so it don't bonk me in the head. And then you just have this at the right height where you just push over the piece of drywall where it's in the right spot and slam a screw into it. As long as you get this to lock. So we'll do this. That might work. Next time I'll go to school. Maybe. Well, there it is. Got to figure out this. I want you to lock. It's got a little thing there. That's got to be for something. Whoa! Never be on this side of the handle. That thing almost took me out. And it was only up a little bit. I mean, it was only up about that tall. I was standing over there. And that thing just flew around. That was me stopping it twice. That's just nuts. Alright. I suppose if that's the way it works, that's the way it works, but that's insane. Did get to the part of the rules that says hold the handle when you let loose of the brake. Believe me, hold the handle when you let loose of the brake. Right now, I need to fix this. I don't want that happening. I did learn that you don't get always hold that handle when you're letting go of that brake. What you do is you tip this over, you set your piece of drywall on there, and then you bring it over to the wall and you just tip the piece of drywall over, and the angle holds it up against the wall so you can get it there. It's not going to go the 90 I wanted, but there's got to be something with this. I'm disappointed I won't get to turn this thing 90 degrees and just slap it on the wall. Let's just set it on here, put these out, tip it over. There's got to be something with this. There's got to be something to keep this from just falling back. I watched a bunch of people and it just falls back. I saw Harbor Freight had places to put cotter keys in here that would hold it, so when you flipped it up, you could stick in, don't fall, a cotter key into this frame and a hole in there. So a round thing here, and you could stick it in there so you could stop this at any angle. There's got to be something. There's a reason why that's there. There's a reason why it moves. That has got to stop. Alright, but that's it. That's going to be my whole lesson. Well, you got the emergency brake down here. Keep it from sliding down the stairs. You got always hold on to the handle, and that handle's probably on there wrong with all those threads sticking out, but always hold on to that thing when you release the brake. This guy here, the reason he's giving you trouble is that guy there. And if you just play with that a little bit, it's going to take two hands. I'd show you, but the two hands thing is not going to work. You can get that in there and you can slide that up. Slide it down. You need to move that pin again. It's going to be a two-handed thing. Need to get that up in there. And there you go. Just took pushing it down. I'll turn like that. We'll get it to come up. Gotta hold it at the same time. Then you can pull this up. You get the point. Get that there. Push the blue down. It locks it into place. You don't get it to go 90 degrees here. That's your angle right there. And from there you set it on here and you just tip your piece of black drywall over toward the wall. Try not to hit your wheel when you're going there. And if you know the secret to this, I said Harbor Freight's got a little wheel with the cotter key. You'll stick in there, it'll hold it to whatever position you leave this at. So if you want to be at this angle or that angle, it will stop and freeze. This does not have that. I would like to find out the secret to that. So I don't want to get bonked in the head. It's already tried to bonk me in the head many times. Alright, so this one here is a brake for that. Keep it from going down or falling up. I also saw that same Harbor Freight into here. They had another emergency brake, so when you lift this up, oh, come on. They had, instead of this big open hole, they had little catches, kind of like this, but not hollow, where a pin would sit in there and fall in there, just like they have pins on the sides here. Just like these guys. There's a pin in the middle that would catch it. So every 6 inches a pin would catch this. So when you let go of the brake and you weren't holding on to that handle, it wouldn't come flying down. But we'll take a piece straight up to the ceiling flat, and to get a piece straight up to the wall, oops. You got to release that, tip it over, put your piece in there, and tip it over. And gonna have to work on something so it doesn't fall back. Even if it doesn't bonk me on the head, I don't want a piece of drywall flipping over on me. I mean, I'm going to set a piece of drywall in there and then I'm going to flip it over. It's going to hit that light and it's just going to break my piece of drywall and smack me back in the head and all kinds of stuff. How easy? Pretty dang easy. I mean, it just wants to fall. Oh wait, one more thing I just learned. If you push this in, try to stick your wheels together, it is going to fall over on you. So take this heavy crap off of it. Which means loosen that. Should be able to pull out that. I'm not doing it with just the one hand because these are heavy. So take this off before you fold up those wheels to get this somewhere. And if you have to, pull this sucker out of there too, because it might still fall over on you. I don't know. I got the blue one. And just take the whole thing apart if you want to fit it through your door. It will tip over if you don't have any light. Wait, I got light. It will tip over with just the center part in it. So take off the top in one piece. It should be light enough you can have the extensions on there. Then this guy. And you just have to put the middle back in to the middle of this. Don't forget to put out your legs. Don't forget to get that piece behind that. So spread out your legs. Slap on the middle piece, slap on the drywall holder. Good luck.